Welcome to qnawire.
Here we're given the following chemical reaction and we want to know how many grams of nitrogen are going to be produced by this reaction. We're told that we have 9.16 grams of H2O2 and 6.3 grams of N2H4. So the first step is going to be to determine which is going to be the limiting reagent. In order to do so, we're going to find out how many moles of N2 are going to be produced from the starting quantities that were given for each of the substances. In order to do so, I wrote down the molecular weights for both of the compounds. For hydrogen peroxide, which is 34 grams per mole, and for hydrazine, which is going to be of 32 grams per mole over here. So for hydrogen peroxide, we know that 1 mole is going to correspond to 34 grams of H2O2. We know that 2 moles of H2O2 are going to produce 1 mole of N2. And over here, we could actually, if we want, calculate directly the grams that would correspond if this was the limiting reagent. How to do so? Well, we just need to employ the molecular weight of nitrogen, which is going to have a molecular weight of 28 grams per mole. So we know that for the last conversion factor, 28 grams of nitrogen are going to correspond to 1 mole of nitrogen. Following this reaction, the grams that are going to be produced, if this was the limiting reagent, would be equal to 3.77 grams. Now, for the second case, we would have that 1 mole of N2H4 corresponds to 32 grams. We know that 1 mole of N2 is going to be produced by 1 mole of N2H4. And finally, the conversion factor for grams of nitrogen. If this was the limiting reagent, then we would be able to produce 5.525 grams of nitrogen. So with this information, we know that H2O2 is the limiting reagent, since it's the one that is going to produce less amount of nitrogen, and the mass of nitrogen produced is going to be equal to 3.77 grams of N2. And with that, it would be all. Thank you very much and have a good one.